Good afternoon. It's kind of drizzly and just started raining here in upstate New York. Y'all, I just dug up about maybe, somewhere between 15 and 20 dandelions. Roots, leaves, and we're going to dry them. And people have been asking me to do a video about how I do my dandelions with roots or any of my other roots. So, this is what we do, okay? First of all, let me apologize. If you see all the garbage on my table, please ignore it. It's just me living here, and right now, I'm in the middle of drying a whole bunch of things for my orders and for my winter self, and I'm also in the midst of crocheting and sewing and painting, and so I've got a small house, so pretty much everything happens at my kitchen table or the little table in my living room next to my couch. So this is my work area, so you got to deal with it. And actually it's cleaner than normal. But we got seeds drying, I got herbs drying. Yeah, because I got in this little cup, I'll show you, a lot of my catnip is missing. I don't know if a woodchuck ate it or what, but the little bits that I got, I wanted to save the seeds and replant them in a different garden. So we got those we collected earlier today because I got catnip in the oven drying. And then over here in a colander that's almost dry is Heal All and drying. And then we got all the dandelion stuff. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what we do. You take when I dig them out of the ground, I try to keep them all in one piece. And as I'm digging them up, I take all the garbage, the extra grass, the extra roots, the crappy leaves, and leave them all in the yard. And just try to get as clean as possible. And I flip the whole piece and plant with the roots and everything. I grab it by the roots, hold it upside down, and kind of like shake it out. So anything that's in with the leaves kind of falls out. But anyways, when I bring them in the house, the first thing I do is I grab my cutters and my scissors. And also, when you're doing roots, I would suggest small batches, because when you're cutting up roots into 1 to 2 inch pieces to dry, roast, it's hard on your hands because you're using these things to cut them with. So you want small batches to make your life a lot easier. I'm not joking. And especially Japanese knotweed, do like 2 or 3 big ones every few days. Otherwise you'll end up with blisters. Okay, so what I do is I have my cutters and my scissors, and I collect and dig up my whole dandelions in the yard in a big huge pot, bring them in, and then what I do is I have the colander handy, I have a plate, I have a bowl with just plain water in it, and then I have an excess bowl, because you're going to have extra pieces of grass and dirt and what have you, so that kind of catches all that as you're cutting them. So, and ignore the dog who thinks I'm talking to him in the background. We already played today. He's done for a few hours. But anyways, so the first thing I do is I cut off all the greens. Well, actually, each plant, I cut the greens, and I do it about 1 inch over the top of the root for a reason, which you can see. And I cut the roots a little bit longer too. So when we're done, see how you got the piece of root with some of the stem and some of the root still in it, and we save those. Those all go back out in the yard. I actually take them out back outside and replant them for next year. Also, some of these will get put into, probably about 4 or 5, will get put into a pot of dirt. So I have greens, fresh dandelion greens for salads and stuff all winter long in my house, because I grow tomatoes and a whole bunch of other things in the house all winter long. So, yeah, a few of these will go into a pot for my winter greens and go right in my bedroom and my sunny window. Okay, and then the main part of the roots which is just plain water and go in a bowl to soak. Those are going to soak for about an hour and a half in just plain water. And then once I'm done soaking them, I will drain them. Scrub them with, hold on, we'll get my brush. I actually have a vegetable brush that I scrub them with under running water. Just a plain scrub brush. It's my vegetable brush. And then what I will do is after I scrub them, I will put them in another bowl of water with white vinegar, plain vinegar, and let them soak for about 4 hours. And actually I do about a 1/4 cup of the vinegar for roots, not the greens. For roots, about a 1/4 cup of vinegar to about a quart of water. You want quite a bit. It pulls out any toxins that might be in your dirt, or like some of these I collected by the road or whatever. Yeah, environmental stuff. You want it all out, and the vinegar pulls it all out. And it also gets them cleaner. So about 4 hours, I let it soak into the vinegar and water. Because actually, I did these up today. The greens will get dried immediately. The roots will get put, well, actually, I'm just going to put them in a bowl of dirt at the moment and just cover them for today because it's raining out. So until I can get to replanting them back out in the yard. But these will actually, the roots will get dry roasted tomorrow. I'm not even going to worry about them today. So, yeah, we soak the roots in water, scrub them, then put them back in vinegar water bath for 3 to 4, 5 hours. Or you could even leave them overnight. And then you rinse the hell out of them, literally. Excuse me. The sinuses are awful today. Something's in the air. And then once I really, I'll rinse them really, 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 really well. And then I cut them up with my cutters into or my scissors, depending on how small they are, into, pieces that big. About maybe 1 inch to 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches. And put them on parchment paper, and then I dry roast them. I start off the oven or my dehydrator at 250. And then I dry roast them for 250 for an hour. And then I knock it down to 220 and until they're dry. So the root pieces go on parchment paper, and an hour at 250, and then an hour or until they're dry. Usually a couple hours, 2-3 hours, at 220. And then that's it. The leaves are gonna just get washed in plain water, and then I'll put them in a bowl of maybe a quart of water to a tablespoon of vinegar for that bath, and let them soak just for 10-15 minutes, and then rinse them off, drain them, and then they can go right in the dehydrator or the oven or whatever. So that's it. That's how we do the dandelions, guys. I also do my Japanese knotweed the same way, except for those I don't replant. I have so much Japanese knotweed and it comes up like wildfire. Wildfire, I'm sorry. So those I don't replant. My burdock root I do replant. Even though I got a ton of it on the property, I still don't want to overtax it, and I do a lot of burdock. That'll be next on my list. So the burdock and the dandelion roots get put back in the ground, whereas the other Japanese knotweed root doesn't. Those I just dry roast and clean. So, alright, that's it for today. I know it was kind of a long one. I'm sorry. Talk to you later. Bye.